Hi everyone, Margaret Manning here with 60andMe. Women over 50 are amazing. We've had to deal with so many challenges in our lives, situations that we didn't expect, experiences that have really shaken us, and we've actually become quite fearless. We know how to manage situations, and I have the greatest respect for women who have had loss in their lives that has been so dramatic that it's affected them for their entire life. But as I said, most women in their 50s and 60s are pretty fearless. We get on with things, we take a challenge head on and deal with things as they come up. But I think fear does sometimes prevent us from breaking through stereotypes and doing things to make us our lives happier and fuller. And so, what are the things that we are afraid of? I think a lot of people are afraid of the unknown and not having control of a situation. I think this is probably the greatest fear that women in our age group experience. If we could just understand what was going on or just get the context of the situation, then it would be easier to manage. So the fear of the unknown, I think, creates a great deal of anxiety. There's also the fear of just our living situations not being perfect. The fear of running out of money, the fear of being a bad lady. I'm only one, sort of month away from having to, pack my bags and live on the street. There's that irrational kind of fear, but it is true for some women. There's, we didn't save for retirement. We've got financial situations to deal with. So I think the fear of lack, the lack of money, the lack of a home, the lack of people, the fear of being isolated and left, left by yourself. I think that's a very significant fear. There's the fear, I guess, of having no value, of not being appreciated, of not being worthwhile. And of course, this is also something that, it grows from a transition in our relationships and our roles. We move from having a career, being a mom, being a wife, to something completely different. And that's an unknown territory that creates a lot of uncertainty and fear. I think there's the fear of death. I don't think that any human being is totally comfortable with that. And there's that fear of when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, just what will be the outcome for family. And so there's those fears of physical health and well-being. And there's just so many things that are on our minds. But anyway, the point is to get them out there and to have a conversation and to trust people who have gone down that road before you and have learned how to manage, how to break through, how to survive, how to come through these tough situations a stronger, more resilient, just a more rich and full person. So I'd love to know, what is the one thing that you're afraid of? And how do you deal with that fear? Please put your comments in the section below and we'll have a conversation. I think it's a really important dialogue, and if we can help just one person figure out how to break through a fear that they've got, I think that will be wonderful. So please put your comments below. What is the thing that you fear most right now? Thanks, everyone.